everyone, welcome back to another LEGO review, my first one for LEGO Star Wars for 2025. It is the Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor. Set 75401, Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor is 290 pieces, comes with 3 brand new minifigures, and retails for a whopping $45 in America. So for 290 pieces, $45 is ridiculous. I personally have spent very little time thinking about the price of this ship, but as I read it now, I can't believe how ridiculous the pricing on this set is. And I honestly think there are some aspects of it that are very mid-level to me. So we'll get into that. Before we do though, I do want to give you guys a look at the minifigures. Let's start first with what I think is actually the weakest minifigure in this set. That is Anakin Skywalker. This is Clone Wars Anakin. They have done away officially with the big eyes, and we have a brand new tunic that you can tell incorporates down towards the legs really, really nicely. It gives some very nice lines in my opinion. And then on the back here, some tool belts. He does have a scar on his face. It's very hard to see. And then he has a secondary angry face. But brand new for 2025. And they really cooled down doing a lot of Anakins. We got a ton for the Clone Wars, and then now he's become actually really hard to get a minifigure of, so this now provides a nice opportunity for those who missed his original runs to get an Anakin Skywalker. Here we have our little droid, R7A7, and I assume this is one of Ahsoka's droids, but honestly, I don't remember it. I mean, it's been a long time, but it looks wonderful. I don't think that this is... Actually, you know what? It might be the very same as the Clone Wars version. I'm just looking at it from afar, and I see it also has a red body. So this is like, I think, Ahsoka's original astromech. Maybe? I don't know. I might just be totally lying, but I really like the lime green accents and the white dome. I think overall it looks really good. And we do have finally... No, we don't. We don't have back... I was like so ready for there to be back printing. We don't have any back printing for this droid. Only for R2-D2. And that's very frustrating. And here we have, in my opinion, the highlight of this minifigure set is the Ahsoka. She's done now on the new mid-legs. And she is her very, probably most popular outfit from the Clone Wars. They still do make a big-eyed Clone Wars version of her, but this one is far superior in terms of detail and in terms of height because she is shorter than Anakin. I really like that they've done that, and she looks great. A little bit more modest than the one before, but you can definitely see that they've given her a little bit of curve with her belt styling there. She looks really, really good. A great Ahsoka. And she has this nice little like peekaboo back for her shoulder braids that they've printed. And then a secondary face. And I think that Ahsoka's faces are this... I'd have to compare. I'll have to compare post filming here and editing to see how similar her face is to her older counterparts. Very cool to see though. Very happy with this minifigure selection. Overall is quite good. So you may notice I have the ship on a stand here, and it actually is not connected at all. One thing I found extremely disappointing when I was going to set up for this review, and I'm using a borrowed stand with a couple of bricks to help support it, there is no way this ship can fit on a classic flight stand. That's really frustrating. So, wasn't thrilled about that because I really like displaying my interceptors on stands if I can do it to help add diversity. This one is obviously not going to be one that I can do that to. Let's get into the review though. So, taking a look at Ahsoka's Jedi Interceptor, I'm very excited for this. So when I heard about it, I was excited. This ship is from the Clone Wars very clearly. And they have also made a Ahsoka's Jedi Starfighter, and I don't have that one. I need to get it, but I am glad that they didn't remake that because that actually makes this a brand new, never before seen ship in LEGO. We have some very nice white and maroon coloring and quite a few stickers for a ship this size. We have the Interceptor wings that classically fold open. They've barely touched this design since its inception in 2005, and I am not particularly mad about it. We have 2 small engines jutting out the back in blue. I think they look pretty good. The stickering on the wings, and we have these new pieces, at least they are new to me, on the sides here, and I want to call them fairings, but I don't even know if that's the right word. They have stickers as well, and I actually really like the shaping of these pieces. I think they look very, very nice. And then, of course, the cockpit is brand new for 2025. This is the very first Jedi Interceptor that does not have the normal cockpit piece. I will compare in just a moment, but it is thankfully printed. We do have a center window here, and the whole entire thing lifts off. I personally am not a fan of the way this back portion lifts up too. I find it annoying, and that is another one of the reasons why I don't think that this set is as good as I thought it would be. Inside, we do have Ahsoka who can sit in, and again, the cockpit is so shallow, she doesn't actually seem like she's really sitting down in. I mean, a ship, you kind of, or a plane, any vehicle of flight, you just really sit down in that cockpit, and she's pretty much just floating on top. It's not very deep whatsoever. The LEGO has started to do this with their ships for some reason, just narrowing that space, making the minifigure lay down a lot more. The closest version of that we have comes from the Obi-Wan Jedi Interceptor, and he too is pretty far up in the cockpit. Here's a comparison of both of them together. You can see the difference in the cockpit, the cover, and I just personally, and maybe I just need to get used to it, I like the older style a lot more. I like the older engines, I like this cockpit. Other than that though, design is relatively similar. Most of these guys have landing gear. This one doesn't. This one does not either. So if you take an even older Interceptor, like for example, 2005, as I just ripped off the shelf, and you can see obviously these are going to be quite different. We're talking about 20 years. 20 years. I've been collecting Star Wars for 20 years. I just realized that. Yay. Anyway, you can tell there's quite a bit of difference, and this one has some landing gear. This one, they've totally eliminated it, which I guess is good design-wise, that it doesn't need it. Maybe? I don't know. Are you a fan of landing gear? I don't know if I am. We do have a spot for stud shooters as well. There is a place for our little droid to sit on the side, which is pretty common for these type of ships. And that is basically it. There's not a lot to it. We have seen this design before. We have very similar front big cannons, I guess. I do like the small, tiny ones off to the side here that you can see on the wings. Other than that, though, that's it. That is the difference, and we're paying $45 for it. So we do get 3 minifigures, but I have said this ad nauseum that I love when they include minifigures, but it bothers me when not every minifigure can fit inside the set or ship that it comes in. Like Anakin just floats in space because there's only a place for Ahsoka and her droid. I'm just saying. I'm glad we have him, but you know. Anyways, guys, that is my review over this LEGO set. Kind of controversial again. We're kind of creeping up into that. Every single LEGO Star Wars set has a ridiculous price point these days. So it's up to you if you want to buy it. For the price, though, it's crazy. I mean, if you have other Interceptors and you're happy with it, don't pick this up. If it's something that you want the minifigures for, pick it up. If you like the ship, pick it up. But other than that, you will be paying a price for it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will catch you next time. Bye, guys.